This is the 31st video of the wargaming of Wargames Design Studios 1864 Virginia campaign. I am playing the Union, and the game's artificial intelligence is playing the Confederates. It is May 5th, 1864, 7 a.m. Turn 46 out of 1,390 turns. And you heard that right. This is the monster game of monster games. The map is 1.1 million hexes. So, it is Union offensive fire. Thank God. For once, I'm not in the middle of movement. Well, there is no Union offensive fire because we can't see any Rebs. This is turn 46, and for all of those, we haven't spotted a rebel. But we're going to go find them. They're probably cowering somewhere. All right, let's keep going. They were afraid. AI's afraid to meet me in the field because I've whipped them so many times. That's a joke, I think. Confederate movement. Okay, we'll see how long this blue disc spins. Hardly at all. He's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Okay, we'll go find it then while we're on our way to Richmond. If I live long enough to play another game of this, I'll play the Confederates. And the Union won't have to worry about not finding me because I'll be finding them. But not where they expect. Okay, Union defensive. Confederate offensive. Confederate melee. Union movement. Okay, let's get rid of the yellow squares on the J map. And we don't see any red. But we're going to go after them. Let's see. What's the best way to do it? Here's the cavalry. Oh, we don't want to go up here. This is our territory. We'll go down here. I think Standards Mill. Turn there. Ah, goes my first checkpoint. Carpathian Run. Well, it's a ways, but cavalry moves pretty good. Carpathian Road. Parker Store. Okay, we can move across. That's what I'll do. Start seeing if we can find out where he is. Now, I'm going to tighten up things a little here. the leaders up front. We've got Sheridan himself. All right, here's our infantry. It's the Nye River, there's the Po. Okay, that's where we want to set up. This is nice open country. Okay, there's our reserve. This is the Telegraph Road in white, and that's going to be the road our army's going to use to move south. There's another cavalry division up here. Where the hell is it? Thought there was, or was that it? Must be further up. Oh yeah, it is, up towards Fredericksburg. I think. There's Falmouth. There it is. I knew it was somewhere. So we'll get this moving down. This is an excellent road for movement, which is why the Army's going to move down it. It's fast and it's straight. Doesn't zigzag or curve around. Well, okay, now we've got these supply units moving towards the Telegraph Road. And all these as well. I gotta shut down the map labels so I can see where the hell I'm going here. Now the 5th and the 2nd corps are set up for the defense in order to protect the rest of the army, which is the 6th and 9th Corps plus the trains from passing through to the south. Okay, here are the supply units for these defenders. That guy's got one, that's good. Oh, I should have sent him going the other way, but that's okay. Okay, I do believe that is going to be it for the second corps. All these crossings are guarded. All right. Oh, wait a minute. These guys are still moving in a position. We're going to send this guy ahead to the crossing, and this guy's going to take position right there. These guys will defend down here. So we'll put these guys in a line. This guy will be in reserve. I'll keep him in column. These guys are all set. Let's see if we can put them in breastworks. No? Shit. That sometimes happens. God damn it. This crosshatch pattern, the ground must be too swampy. Yeah, none of these guys are going to go in. Oh, that's a shame. These guys, I think, are in the same sort of ground. But, you know... Oh, shit. Fuck this up. I put them in column instead of constructing breastworks. I do that. Oh, see, they can construct breastworks down here. I don't know why those other guys can't. Yeah. They significantly reduce your casualties if you get in a fight. And 1864 was the year of breastworks. And actually, I guess they did kind of scoop out a trench, but for the most part, they piled up logs and dirt and stuff. Let me check these guys again. They really can't make any breastworks here. I guess they really can't. All right, let's check out these guys. See if they can do it. Shit, they can't do it either. Yeah, those guys can. Huh. These guys are weak, too. They're going to need breastworks. Yeah, the guys across the river can't. Why can't this guy? What's his problem? Oh, he can't do it. Okay. These guys have moved. That's it for the second corps, I believe. Let's go to the fifth corps. We're just doing some pass-throughs here. These guys are going all the way to Fredericksburg. This guy's... Oh, that's our one-man scout. Let's send him down here. Oh, That's right, these guys got to, they were rear guard. They got to catch up. To their units, which are probably deployed at the crossings. Now this guy, he'll go down there and help him scout. He's a single person. Yeah, these guys moved. So what a surprise those guys had. They thought they had nice cushy jobs. They were going to be aides to like a division general and be in the back lines, living off the fat of the land, eating with the general. But instead, they're delegated for scouts. They go where no man has gone before, or no man has come back from. They go down there to spy out the land. It's the last thing they wanted to do. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. They're expendable, so if somebody blows them away, well, it's only one man. Now I gotta think of a way to get this cavalry in front of these guys. There. Take one of these roads that cut across. Okay. That's what I'll do. I want to take the safest way. Oh, where the hell am I? With the wagons. And that's through Fredericksburg. It's a little bit longer, but it's the safest way because I've got forces down the Telegraph Road to the south, and I'm occupying the areas. Yeah, I should have got these guys off the road. I'll have to do that next time. I think I've got more wagons behind them. Oh, maybe I don't. Who's this guy? Cavalry commander, okay. Oh, that's the guy that's riding the... He isn't even riding a donkey. I think he's walking. He's a cavalry commander. We had one of those in the Battle of Gettysburg. I think it was Buford's Cavalry Division. Merritt, the 3rd Brigade. The guy was walking, for crying out loud. He couldn't even give him a mule to ride. What an embarrassment. Yeah, he walked, so everybody else disappeared, and he was there walking by himself. Okay, this ends up the movement for the 5th Corps. Let's go to the 6th. Oh, we got some more cavalry. Oh, that's right. This was the rear guard cavalry. Well, oh, I just moved that. What am I talking about? Okay, this is the beginning of the 6th Corps. Now, what is this? So we're going to halt them there. Let's grab the leaders here. We're going to start to tighten them up. They are too spread out. And we are getting into Indian country now. Or Indian country, I guess. So we want to be ready for battle if it comes our way. Not sure it will, but there's always a possibility. Geez, those leaders can only move that far. Wasn't very far. Trying to move some of these leaders ahead, but this guy's got a horse. A lot of them don't have horses, apparently. They just walk, which is odd. Maybe they ate their horse for breakfast. Want to get all these leaders up front. That guy walks. This guy rides a horse. What do you know? God, it's way too many leaders in this game. They shouldn't have gone down. Well, they go down the brigades. But that's too much. Divisions would have been fine. Get all the leaders up front. Boy, this guy's steely-eyed. Look at that look. Looks like he's going to kill you. I wonder if that's the way he normally looked. Yeah, they did a nice job on the pictures of the leaders here. Very impressive. You can get, I think, a pretty good idea what these guys look like. It's a very nice job, if you're into the historical part. You want to see what these guys look like. I would have liked to have met the founder of this company, John Tiller. He was a smart dude. He died, I think, a couple of years ago. He was a PhD in math. He started the company. What insight he had. It's been around for quite a while. But he knew where things were going, that's for sure. I think Dunnigan is still alive. He must be about 85, though. Redmond Simonson, which did his maps. This is like when I was in the board gaming big time. SPI was the company. They put out a lot of good stuff. A lot of great stuff for its time. Simonson was the graphics designer, and they had the maps down pat. I mean, they were beautiful. This map is not that great. It's okay, but SPI's maps were beautiful at the end, especially the Civil War ones. He was a graphics artist. I don't know whether he had any interest in war games, but he liked making maps. I liked making maps. That would have been a good job for me, but it didn't last that long. I don't know how long SPI lasted. 10, 15 years? I don't even know if it was 15 years. Boy, they put out some good stuff. They had magazines, put out a couple good books. They had a lot of women there. They probably didn't have any interest in wargaming, but they worked for the company. But it was a good company. It was GDW, Avalon Hill. Those are the biggies. Those were the days. And now board gaming, with the advent of these electronic games, I probably have 100 board games. I doubt if I'll ever play them again, to tell you the truth. You just can't beat these electronic games. And the AI is going to get better and better. Jesus. They have an AI robot. I think it's Amiga. I think it's British developed. It can carry on a conversation and with a human. And, you know, if you think about it, humans don't carry on much in the way of in-depth conversations. So a robot can memorize a zillion more things than is possible for a human. It's got a huge database. And the logic, I mean, even in these war games, for AI, I mean, AI does have some issues that need to be fixed. But I've played hundreds of opponents, and AI is probably better than 40 or 50% of them. Not on the offensive so much. AI does. You have to really do some deep thinking on offensive operations, but for the defense, it's pretty good. And a defense, you can build algorithms which kind of simulate thought. It's not really much in the way of thinking, but it works pretty well. So one defensive characteristic is that he fights to the last man, which is interesting because in some battles you wonder what would be the outcome if they fought to the last man. And with AI, that's what it does. Sometimes it'll withdraw. I guess the algorithms will sense it's getting surrounded, and then it'll take some good defensive moves. Because like if a fort's getting surrounded, it'll put an enemy in back of the fort as like a backstop so you can't surround it. So it does some interesting things on defense. And it does a credible offense, but in order to do offense, I think, even a defense, I think it needs to see some units. When it's in the dark, like in this campaign, it hasn't seen me for 40 hexes, for 40 turns. It doesn't know what to do. So I think it's just staying where it is, waiting. Now my cavalry will find it, and he may follow my cavalry. And I hope then to bait AI into a trap. I'll set up a trap somewhere. And while I'm moving on Richmond, I'll hopefully be able to trap him. So that's two reasons I'm sending out my cavalry after him, is to find out where he is and then see if I can bait AI into a trap, because he may follow me. But it's a lot of times it's fun to fight against AI because it does have some disadvantages, and you do have some definite advantages. Like AI really doesn't scout, so that's a big disadvantage. And if he loses you, like you can elude him, it'll get confused and kind of just dig in somewhere. But if you think about history, I mean, that kind of strategy happened all the time. Look at the battles Alexander the Great fought. He only fought about 4 great battles, or 5 maybe if you want to count Sharona, but his father was in charge of that one, Philip II. But his battles were what? Granicus River. Well, the Persian king wasn't there, so it was a satrap that was in charge. Then it was Issus, which the Persian king was there, and he got beat. And then it was Gaugamela, and that was the end of the Persian king. After that, he was killed by his own people. And then there was Hydaspes River against the Indians. 4 battles. And of course, it was a bunch of sieges. But still, for 4 battles, he's great. He's rated the greatest commander of all time. It's like you compare him to Robert E. Lee, who fought maybe 20 battles, or Napoleon that probably fought 20 or 30. Napoleon lost battles. Alexander, it's true, he never lost a battle, but he only fought 4 against an inferior opponent. In fact, this AI was probably smarter than the Persian king. And Napoleon, of course, he lost battles, and his last battle was a doozy because he made every mistake in a book. But he's rated, I think, number 3, because I think Caesar, which is kind of ridiculous, Caesar is rated, I think, number 2. I mean, you look at his battles. He fought against savages, for Christ's sake, in Gaul. And then when he fought against Pompey, he was in Greece, and he would have been whipped except Mark Antony showed up with a couple more legions. And that was Pharsalus, I think. And after that, I don't think he fought again. So his combat record, I mean, against savages, you give me a break. That was where his reputation was made, and how he became the second greatest is beyond me. See, if I had to rank them, I'd rate Napoleon first. I'd probably rate Robert E. Lee second. What else would I rate third? Maybe Patton. Maybe Manstein. Yeah, I think Manstein would probably be third. Patton was limited. If he was like the perfect army commander. All he needed was open terrain to run in. But when he got stuck up against the west wall, he didn't do so good. So yeah, I might put him further down the list thinking of that. He was a great tank commander, one of the greatest of the war. I think he was right up there with Rommel and Guderian. But he pretty much fought one kind of battle against an enemy that was retreating and was pretty much beat to shit. If he fought against like Rommel with a first-class German armor division, I don't know how he would have done. It probably would have been really bloody. But when he fought a dug-in army, even though it was weak, he didn't do that great. The Lorraine campaign. But he probably was the third or fourth best general in World War II. Well, maybe a little farther down the list, I don't know. I would rate Manstein first. Maybe Rommel and Guderian would be up there. Then you've got Model. He'd be pretty high up. From the U.S., slim pickings there. Who was the guy in Burma? Slim? I don't know. I can't remember his name. But he was pretty good. MacArthur was an incompetent. So was Eisenhower. He's a knucklehead. British didn't have anybody. Yeah, and then in the Civil War, oh, you had Nathan B. Forrest, best cavalry commander on either side. Infantry, you had Cleburne, Jackson, Stonewall Jackson. Actually, A.P. Hill was very good as a division commander. He stunk as a corps commander. Ewell, too, was pretty good as a division commander, but when he got promoted, he stunk. And Hood. Hood was a great division commander, a mediocre corps commander, and a terrible, terrible army commander. Of course, he was an army commander. He was in bad health. Christ, he lost one arm and one leg. I think did he lose the arm at Gettysburg and the leg, I think, at Chickamauga. Then you had Robert E. Lee. Except for Forrest and Cleburne, I don't think you had any real outstanding commanders in the West on either side. In the East, you had a lot more. Uh-oh, where am I here? We're all cleared out of Brandy Station. Let me turn on the map labels. Yeah, we are. Okay, so all we've got is way up here. I'm going to get on this railroad to see if I can move by rail next turn. I don't know how much I can move by rail. Maybe nothing, I don't know. I'd like to move some of these guys by rail if I could. I like these game design studio games. I think I've got, well, maybe not all of them, but I got most of them, the ones I like. The Civil War, Napoleonic. They pretty much cover all the wars. And their games are nice because sometimes, like especially in their Civil Wars, you get 2 or 3 major battles in one game. It's like Chickamauga, you'll get Lookout Mountain, Knoxville. And there's another one, but I can't think of it. Oh, Chattanooga, if you wanted to fight that. So in some of them you get several battles. So they're nice. They're just like board games, which I like. That's what I like about them. I've got other games. See if I get anybody new here. That they're not board games. They're more like miniatures. But what happens is the whole army moves, and you've got to make moves on the fly, which to me is, plus it can really slow things down. It's almost too much. Okay, no units, but they're interesting, so I've got them. I'm going to start playing them one day, but I'm so tied up with these. Todd's Tavern. Okay, let's go small. It's not like I think we're going to see anything. So I don't think the Confederates are coming after me, which is strange because they should be. They're protecting Richmond. Okay, it's good enough. But I'll come after them, at least to see where they are. Okay, Confederate defensive fire. We don't have any. Union, nope. Union melee. Nope. Confederate movement. See how long that spins. That means he is moving stuff. The way AI does it is they compile all the orders, then they execute the orders. He moved very little, probably just a couple cavalry units. Okay. Okay, constructed breastworks. Union movement, here we go again. Look at how we're spread out. Jesus, from all the way up there, down here, around through here. Okay. Where are we here? Oh, we're way too low. What have I done? Shit. I was supposed to go down to Mud Tavern. Instead, I turned here. What a screw up. Well, that was a mess up. Well, down this road, I'd go into my own lines. Kind of a wasted move, I guess, but mistakes are going to be made. That's how I'll console myself. Okay, now the infantry is going down to Mud Tavern. Well, so is the cavalry. Infantry's gonna dig in like out here somewhere. All right, let's move the infantry down. Well, they aren't gonna be held up by the cavalry's mistake. They're still a ways away. I gotta take off the sweater. It's starting to get hot down here. Well, not hot, but it's starting to warm up a little. Okay, that's better. I'll just go up the road and pick up the rest of our guys. There's a supply. Here's some cavalry, so they'll get the right of way. Okay. Oh, they made the road. Then, okay, these are the guys from Fredericksburg. Okay. Now I've got these guys moving out. we've got to get the army trains and all the supply in back of us, so we don't have to worry about saving it when we're fighting a battle. Oh, shoot. Shut off map labels so I can move these guys. Okay. We've got these two guys. They have to rejoin their commands somewhere down here. Okay. Put this guy at the crossroads. Put him in line. These guys are all deployed. Set these guys down this way. Okay, now give these guys one battery. Where's that aide? He's somewhere out here. There he is. Okay, that's the second corps. Let's see. This is Fifth Corps. They are moving to Fredericksburg to go south on the Telegraph Road. Okay, wait a minute now. Yeah. They're so slow, I better keep moving them. Now we gotta get these guys out of the way so the cavalry can move through. Is this horse artillery? Yes. And what about this one? Yes. this one? No, that's 5th Corps. Okay. Put these guys back on. That's pretty much it for the 5th Corps. Well, I think there is this cavalry leader. That's right. All right. Now we're going to continue. Get all these leaders out. Put them in front. Continue to tighten up these guys for another turn or two. That's looking much better. Especially if we have to fight. Jesus. This guy really moves. Well, next turn, these leaders will be all stacked up. Well, maybe the turn after. It's a long line. Okay, that's looking much better. Well, we're almost out of time here, so I think we'll wrap it up for today.